right after Russia released him, went to the White House.
I feel like the luckiest man on earth right now.
And Vogel says finally being set free after being jailed in 2021 for medical marijuana possession in Russia is overwhelming.
It brought me to my knees and it brought me to tears.
He said all that standing next to President Trump.
We just wanted to get him back home. I had to get him back home because I would have had big trouble with his mother.
The president says he promised Vogel's mom during the campaign that he'd get her son back. And there's word out of Russia the exchange the president calls fair will set a Russian citizen free. Another detained American will be released today. Now, the man who went to Russia to work out this swap is Steve Witkoff, who just told Fox when they landed, he told Vogel.
I turned to him and I said, "You're on U.S. soil now." And the tears he had, it was an amazing moment. I felt blessed.
But Witkoff is not taking credit.
It's President Trump. He sets the table for all of us and points us in the right direction.
Witkoff is the Trump special Middle East envoy who helped broker the ceasefire in Gaza as well. President Trump signed an executive order for agencies to work with Elon Musk's DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, to slash the federal workforce. Musk, standing next to the president, says he has a mandate from Trump voters to cut wasteful spending.
Your tax dollars need to be spent wisely on the things that matter to the people. I mean, these things, it's just common sense.
Democrats say Musk and his reach into federal agencies that's been challenged in lawsuits is out of control. Here's Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
We have rule of law. We have separation of powers. I've never seen it violated on such a massive scale.
Democrats plan to be loud at a DOGE subcommittee hearing in the House this morning. Now, at the Senate in a few hours, a final confirmation vote is set for Tulsi Gabbard, the controversial Director of National Intelligence nominee. Democrats also oppose her, but cannot block the nomination. America's listening to Fox News.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
We're going to get an inflation update later this hour. The January report on consumer prices, the annual rate has been creeping back up in recent months. The head of the Fed gets to react to that when the Federal Reserve Chairman testifies at the House, his second straight day at the Capitol.
Jerome Powell delivered a simple message to the Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs on Tuesday.
We're in a pretty good place with this economy. We want to make more progress on inflation, and we think our policy rate is in a good place, and we don't see any reason to be in a hurry to reduce it further.
The central bank cut interest rates at its last three meetings of 2024 by a full percentage point after holding rates near a two-decade high. Powell defended last year's rate cuts as a needed recalibration of the Fed's policy stance to account for improvement on inflation and cooler labor market conditions. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
Now, President Trump just posted on Truth Social a few minutes ago that interest rates should be lowered. On Wall Street, ahead of the inflation report, stock futures are falling, only modestly, though. There's a new Best in Show.
A new top dog named at the 149th Annual Westminster Dog Show at Madison Square Garden Tuesday night.
The giant schnauzer.
Oh, Monty! He did it! 3 years, and he finally wins Best in Show.
Audio courtesy of Fox Sports. The third time was the charm for Monty the Giant Schnauzer. He beat out more than 2,500 other dogs and more than 200 breeds to win the top prize. Urban the Whippet coming out of retirement to win the Hound Group and Reserve Best in Show. In New York, Sue Guzman, Fox News.
In the NBA, Kevin Durant joined an elite club, just the 8th player in history to score 30,000 career points, calling it a true honor to be
in the same category as those players who helped shape the game and push the game forward. And that's always been my goal, is to get the most out of myself every day.
Wasn't a good night for Durant's team. The Phoenix Suns lost to Memphis. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news.
A new law, Karina's Law in Illinois, designed to take guns out of the hands of accused domestic abusers. It requires law enforcement to confiscate guns within 96 hours from people who have an order of protection granted against them. The law named after Karina Gonzalez, a mother from Chicago. Jurors entering the 11th day of deliberations in Michael Madigan's landmark corruption trial. Jurors have been deliberating since January 29. The former Illinois House Speaker and co-defendant Michael McLean faced charges accusing them of conspiring to participate in an array of bribery and extortion schemes. Champaign County coroner identifying the child and man killed in a shooting over the weekend in Urbana. 7-year-old Darnell Wicks and Melvin Braxton died after they were shot Saturday night in the 900 block of Urbana's Lenore Drive. So far, no arrests have been made and the investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information on this case, contact local authorities. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Wednesday, 12th of February, ESPN 93.5. I am Stevie J, so happy to have you along. Diane's off. She'll be back Friday. We got to deal with a little weather here today. Our meteorologist genius type is Greg Soley. I was at the Illinois basketball game last night, and it was...
I see they were victorious over, was it UCLA, right?
Yeah, UCLA had won 7 in a row. They're a very, very good basketball team, and we had a 16-point lead with under 4 minutes to play, and UCLA made 10 shots in a row. We were looking at...
We still won by 10, I believe, right?
No, I don't know. I was just freaked out. It was 78-76, and then we scored at the end. Anyway, we won the basketball game, but UCLA went bazooka on me at the end. And Illinois wins. I got some clips from the game and all that. Well, yeah, here we are. Just pretty calm right now in downtown Philo, but apparently I'm seeing more of the icy thingy around here. Is that true, or am I wrong?
I think this will be probably to the dividing line from here to the east and south. I think we're going to get into some mixed freezing rain, freezing drizzle. Not far into the early afternoon around here. Might even start off with a little mixture like that. We're seeing that down in southwest Missouri. And then just otherwise, some slower travel, slickery travel, and 2, 3, 4 inches of snow, and that higher number is going to be out northwest of us, so not a big storm per se, but some travel delays, but we'll get through it. But a couple of more of these things coming our way in the day.
Yeah, we're going to be busy. You're going to be busy. I mean, figuring all this stuff out. So do schools have to be concerned, do you think, of the ice? Or
maybe some, this morning, much of the morning, it's probably not until mid or late morning before things get going, so it's really up to them. Maybe if you delay a start, then you're going to be into this afternoon, but you have a few hours this morning, and we have enough advanced warning to get road crews out there. So I can't answer that, unfortunately. You and I used to dredge through this stuff, 100-mile-an-hour winds and 10 feet of snow. We still went to school. But
heck yeah, man. In our day, we didn't need coats.
Yeah.
We didn't even have shoes, and we went against the wind, man. Anyway, no, we'll keep our eyes on it. But it's just that it's kind of a meteorological phenomena to have the exact right things that happened here on Valentine's Day, 1990.
I remember that.
Was, Greg, I was going to
the perfect storm.
We were playing Illinois, Northwestern was playing, and I was walking into the stadium, and I swear rain was coming up my pants. I've never seen anything. But when it landed, and Janet was coming back from Bloomington, I went out and scraped her windshield. By the time I got done with one side, it froze over on the other. It was unbelievable. It was just perfect. So the conditions to hit all ice is tough. But when it happens, it's awful, so we're kind of on alert. All right, our weather with Greg brought to you by Urbana Park District. Urbana Park District has great opportunities for those 50 and up to be fit and learn about their health with a partnership of CRIS Healthy Aging Center. Find out detail at urbanaparks.org. Okay, sir, you have the microphone.
All right, my friend. And sometimes it just takes a little of that greasiness to get things slipping and sliding, let alone the stuff that we created during the course of that 1990 Valentine's Day storm. But when you get into that, then that's power line and tree issues with any semblance of wind and weight. But nothing like that. Well, although we do have a little mixed freezing moisture to accompany this snowfall across the air, and temperatures are going to be pretty conducive to getting not only things cleared off, but the chemicals, the salting, and all that agents to kick into high overdrive. drive around here. So kind of in relatively good shape, all things considered around here. But it's the first of maybe 3 more storm systems that get incrementally colder, particularly into next week, with one more mixed bag of everything coming through our way, depending on the final storm track Friday night into Saturday and Sunday, and kind of a roller coaster ride of temperatures as we continue the general downward trend on readings. Out there this morning, 27 degrees at Worland and Savoy, 26 at Rantoul, 29 Danville. If you were to pencil a line from about Kenosha, Wisconsin, to west of DeKalb, back to the Mississippi, north and west of St. Louis, down to the Ozarks, that's the dividing line between nothing going on here per se versus the snow to the west and southwest of us, and some of that mixed moisture showing up into eastern Missouri. So, winter weather advisory through about 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. Light snow and flurry activity breaking out in spots this afternoon. Some steadier spells of snow by the afternoon, but by then we're mixing in with some freezing rain from here in the Champaign area, east and south. Highs up near 31. The snow, a mixed freezing drizzle, and early on tonight, not a big snow, 2 to 4 inches, and probably that higher number is outside of Champaign proper, with a low down to 19 and a windy, colder night. Tomorrow, partly sunny, breezy in the morning, cold at 23. Another system in here for Friday night, that's snow, but then by Saturday morning, it's snow, sleet, freezing rain, and by the afternoon on Saturday, it's over to all rain as we make a run to the mid-30s. That rain will shift over to some snow showers and flurries Saturday and Sunday, 20 and dropping to 5 below Monday morning, 16 in the afternoon. Another snow system late Tuesday, Wednesday next week as temperatures temporarily recover back to near.
You would call this active,
30.
and active systems. We got a lot coming up here.
Active weather pattern going forward.
Interesting how you're talking snow and sleet, and then by Saturday afternoon late, it might be all rain. Which Illinois plays Michigan State on Saturday night, big game. I wondered if people can get there. It sounds like they will.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, a little extra travel time, and because of the stuff that may have come down early Saturday morning. But again, think of one of these things where the treatment of roads will be conducive to better than you would think travel. Just a little extra travel time, but don't see an issue here getting to and from State Farm Center on Saturday, and then some colder weather and a little more snow back in the forecast mid next week. Yeah, it's February. It's wintertime here in East Central Illinois.
You're the man. Well done, Greg. Well done, sir. Thank you, Greg Solier, our meteorologist. Off and running 7-12. I don't know if you went to the game last night, but it was fun. And it was one of those where I was really into the game. I said mommy way too many times. It was just like a pass here or there, and oh, mommy. Yeah, just because I was into it because I thought we had to win this game. And so I really wanted us to win this game, but UCLA would not die. I mean, we looked like we're going to spread it out, and we're going to get, and then we're up 16, and then they make 10 baskets in a row. Anyway, we win the basketball game. Good news. Brad Underwood after the game.
Hats off to UCLA, a hot team. I thought first half, defensively, we were terrific. I thought we took them out of their stuff. I thought we were very good. That we made it hard on their guards. We had a couple too many turnovers that led to some easy baskets for them. But I thought first half we played really well. The second half became a shootout both ways. We let Tyler get going. A terrific shooter, terrific pick and pop threat. But it seemed like every time he hit one, we'd bounce back with one. But and obviously at the end of the game, I think they hit 10 of their last 11 or 9 of their last 10. You're just praying almost for one miss in there. I thought a couple of them were pretty well guarded. Good Big Ten basketball game, great win, and excited to come out here with a W and move on to the next team that's won 6 or 7 in a row, and it's nice to get that one.
All right, so Dre Gibbs Lawhorn played a little, and no Trey White. Something going on, Coach?
Yeah, it's just getting back in a flow. There's nothing to that. It's just getting back in the flow. We've been at a really busy stretch, so there hasn't been a ton of practice. He did practice yesterday. I told him after the game, we're going to need you. We got an off day tomorrow, and then we get a couple days. So, we'll keep working at that. And I thought Jake was terrific, and again, Draven was starting, and now all of a sudden gets sick, and that thing zapped you. So, we'll slowly get those guys worked back in.
Sounds good. Okay, Mick Cronin, who's been to the Final Four, he took Cincinnati to the Final Four. He's the UCLA coach.
First of all, they're really good. They were ready to play. They're healthy. And when they're healthy, there's a lot of people think they're the best team in the Big Ten at home. they haven't had a Big Ten loss in here with their whole team. So, they've had a lot of games with Ivisic out and the point guard, Yakashonis. So they've had games without those guys. And obviously they'd not be the same team with Yakashonis out or without Ivisic out there making threes at 7'2". But we got exposed defensively tonight. And different guys not being able to guard the ball and stay in front of the ball. That's just solid. That was my biggest concern.
Mick Cronin, UCLA coach after the game. Okay, so getting everybody back healthy is kind of big. You heard him say we haven't lost a Big Ten game with everybody there. Kasparis Jakajonas.
Yeah, so I think we need everyone for big games. We need everyone, and now everybody is getting healthy. So I think as more as we go, the better we will look because our pieces will set up, and when we are all the team together, when we all healthy, I think we are a very good team. We play as a team, and that helps us win.
He is so good. I understand ball security is his weakness right now, but he's 18. Wait till he's 20. He's going to be a lottery pick. It's 3 more home games to see Kasparis Jakajonas here. It has been a pleasure. Kofi, baby. I met Mrs. Coburn, Mrs. Kofi's mom. I met her yesterday at iHotel. I was with Sam. Sweetheart lady. Are you coming tonight? Yes, I'm coming tonight. Kofi Coburn. Jeremy Warner caught up to him.
Kofi, what's it mean to have this honor and be back here, man?
It means everything in the world to me. Coming here, this is what I came here for. The family, the environment, like the love of the fans, to make the program better. And I feel really great to be able to do that and accomplish something this big.
What's it going to be like to see that jersey raised to the rafters with your name on it?
And I'm so nervous right now. It's crazy. I'm pretty excited. My mom is there, my family is there. Everybody gets to see it and witness it firsthand. It's a great moment.
And all he wanted to do was buy his mom a house, and apparently he did that. Great to see Kofi on the floor. He is a large and still a large human being. He's ginormous. Kofi Coburn honored with a jersey last night. Did you see the Big Ten scores? Michigan in Ann Arbor beats Purdue. Yeah, 75-73. Of course, the Illini 83-78 over UCLA. Point spread was 6. I don't know how they get so close. Indiana goes to East Lansing and beats Michigan State. 71-67. USC blew out Penn State and Oregon over Northwestern. Those are the Big Ten scores. So the Big Ten standings, Dusty May, the kid that was the manager at Indiana, then went to Florida Atlantic, then went to Michigan, and the Wolverines are in first. Wow, 11-2. We get them at Michigan, I think, this coming week, right? Michigan State's our next game. It'll be Saturday night, 7 o'clock, as the Spartans come into town. Okay, that's your sports right now. It is coming up on Fox Business Minute. We'll do that, but can't get enough of this weather. We got to keep our eyes out. It's just going to be active. We're going to be in winter here for the next few weeks, is what it sounds like. Weather brought to you by Carl. Carl's Heart and Vascular Institute offers specialized care to keep your heart healthy, happy, and in the right hands. Find out more about heart care at carl.org. All right, meteorologist Greg Solier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. That winter storm is still on the way, a little slow to evolve, but overspreading the area from southwest to northeast as we head through the mid and late morning with that winter weather advisory up and hoisted till the pre-dawn hours of tomorrow morning. Another system on the maps and charts expected over the course of Friday night into the weekend, and another snow system perhaps at some point mid to late next week. Colder days to follow. Up to 31 for the day today. Some light snow and flurry activity overspreading the area from southwest to northeast during the course of the morning. And this afternoon, some mixed freezing rain from Champaign to the east and south. We'll see that snow and mixed freezing drizzle wind down early on tonight. Total snowfall accumulations of 2 to 4 inches. High is probably just out northwest of Champaign. Windy, colder down to 19. Partly sunny, breezy, cold for the day tomorrow, 23. We'll bottom out in the single digits tomorrow night. And more snow back in for late Friday into Saturday. That could turn over to rain in the afternoon. And some snow showers Sunday. High temperatures on Friday up around 30. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868, Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini, member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
California's high-risk insurer is getting $1 billion bailout after the Los Angeles fires. The move could likely lead to higher costs for households across the state and may push more insurers to leave, which would intensify a home insurance crisis. State regulators announcing it's granting the bailout to the FAIR plan, which says it's run out of money to pay the LA fire claims. This coming after two of the most destructive fires in the state's history. The FAIR plan says it's paid out $914 million so far to policyholders, a figure that is expected to rise. Shares of Upstart Holdings surging after the artificial intelligence lending platform easily beat quarterly earnings estimates and issued upbeat guidance. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Every hour of every day, Fox News Radio is there with the latest breaking news and information you rely on.
This is a Fox News Alert.
I'm Lisa Brady.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
With Fox News correspondents around the globe.
At the White House, Simon Owen in London.
On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The news that matters most to you. The top headlines, all in one place. Listen and follow the Fox News Hourly Update at foxnewspodcasts.com or ask your smart speaker to play Fox News.
Nate Evans of the Nate Evans Group with eXp Realty talking to us in studio. You know, when we had lunch at Philo Tavern, what came up was working with some of the farming community and some of the farmland that you're able to work with people on that.
This one actually really took off for us this year. Like you said, we were sitting down having lunch, and Dusty, who's our land and ag expert, just knows farming, the returns, the acreage. He'll sit down with everybody and break bread at their table, and he works hard. He's able to find all the deals, and he's partnered with so many different people, and he's helping a lot of these farmers acquire more ground and hit their goals. He's helping some farmers that are ready to exit their generations that may be expired, or help these third generation farmers part with some of their ground and get some really good prices. That's a big sector. I think it's untapped. And I think it's really hard for somebody just to jump into that and say, hey, I want to sell that.
You can reach out at Nate Evans Group, 217-239-7113, and start packing. You know ABC Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and operated for over 50 years. And you know they help you with your HVAC issues any time of the day or night. But did you know now through March 31st, you can save up to $500 off a complete Amana heating and air system? That's right. ABC Heating and Air Conditioning is offering a special until the end of March where you can save up to $500 off a complete Amana system. Call Gina at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning for complete details or visit abcheatingandac.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
All right, ESPN 93.5. I am Stevie J, working solo till Friday. Diane will be back then. So we're going to watch a slickery is a good word that Greg used. We don't know exactly when it starts. Late morning, early afternoon. It's going to get a little messy. A couple of inches of snow probably to the west and northwest. I think 4 inches, but probably 1 to 2 around here. But then the ice and you don't know and all that stuff. All right, glad you're here. 217-359-2255. You're always welcome to text in and be part of the program. Always love hearing your comments. Sarah says, what was last night's technical on UCLA for? It was on the bench. Mick Cronin, I don't know if it was on him, but he was pretty active, the head coach of UCLA. But the technical was on the bench, is what they said for UCLA. It was a physical game. It was just such a big game to say, man, what are we? And I don't think you can truly assess the basketball team since Oregon because we really haven't been whole. We barely beat Washington. Everybody played for that. And then we just came home, and then it started with Kasparis hurting his wrist, and then mono for Thomas Isevich. I tell you what, the old next man up, you just got to have some guys, and you got to have Kasparis, and I think you got to have Thomas. So they're both back, even though he's got a purple ankle from stepping on a Rutgers foot when he came down for a rebound in the Rutgers game. But give all my guys, and Trey White didn't play last night. He's just going to get back into the flow, is what Coach said. And Dre's not 100%. Dre gives long. So hey, we get everybody? We're pretty good. We're pretty good. So we have a brutal schedule coming up with just all ranked teams, I think, for the most part. And so the thing that matters, as we all know right now in basketball, is March. I mean, that's it. No matter what happens in the grind of the ups and downs and the injuries and the sicknesses and everything else, how many games did you win in March? We won't remember any of the struggles if we're successful and can win some basketball games. It's huge. All right, 217-359-2255 on the Fisher National Bank text line. Rick says, an article in the News Gazette, I have not seen that, about gun violence in Urbana was really disappointing, Rick says. Urbana Chief of Police covered steps that need to be taken by Urbana in order to provide better policing. Urbana City Council has done everything to block any programs the police have tried to put into effect in order to protect Urbana. Who would want to be a policeman in Urbana? Well, they are struggling getting people. They're offering, for those who want to cross the street and go from Sheriff to Urbana or U of I or Champaign Police to Urbana, I think they were offering $20,000 signing bonus? Because you're right. It is not. A lot of people have said they believe the city council is making the job pretty much impossible. So, but God bless you, Urbana. Love you. But yeah, there's been that. I mean, I remember clearly the days when I was covering the comments that they were making about Saddam Hussein. Remember Iraq? All of that? Urbana City Council made comments, quotes, and wanted to speak about that. Going, wait a minute, let's do Urbana. Let's get Urbana good first. But the governance there outside of, we wouldn't have Windsor Road without a Republican. Jeff Marklin, remember Jeff Marklin? Wonderful guy, cool dude, ponytail, and he got Windsor Road built, and he was a Republican mayor of Urbana. I think was it Jeff Marklin who, I can't remember. Somebody said it was a new council member. And I think Jeff said, tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you how you need to vote. Because they were getting confused with yay, nay. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's so sad to see. What do we have, 3 deaths in Champaign-Urbana over the weekend? Were they Urbana? I think they were. It's just so unbelievable that we have killings, deaths in my town that never used to be around like is the high incidence it appears to be now. And there's obviously a complex reason, lots of reasons. So we continue to battle all that. So text in if you'd like. You're sure welcome to. Always happy. I haven't been looking at the texts as many because usually Diane helps me with that, but I'm now looking at them. All right, coming up, I'll call Brother Johnny in New Orleans and maybe Ed Martin, our friend who we've had on for years, who has now taken the job as U.S. Attorney in Washington, D.C. Big job. Like 1,000 people now is on his staff. And he's very, very active, and things have changed. Also, the hostage from or man in jail from Russia returned last night. I got a clip, but you want to hear about that. All coming next. ESPN 93.5 News and weather coming up.
Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign. Enjoy drink specials from Coors and Miller Lite, Twisted Tea, Captain Morgan, and Bullet Rye Bourbon. As we say, go Illini. Great drink specials, terrific pub food like the Slugger Burger, chicken fingers, loaded nachos, and fish on Fridays. Pia's will have a fan bus to watch the Illini. It leaves a half hour before tip-off. As you head to the State Farm Center, get dropped off and picked up in the Front Circle Drive off 1st Street. Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
Urbana Park District has job openings for the summer, hiring camp counselors, assistants, lifeguards, customer service representatives, ground and building positions, and more. Everyone is welcome to apply for a job, and the Park District offers competitive wages, always hiring not only for seasonal jobs, but for jobs year-round. Urbana Park District, you belong here. Online applications taken at urbanaparks.org/jobs.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Tulsi Gabbard expected to be confirmed as Director of National Intelligence. The vote at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Gabbard has support from hesitant Republicans like Maine Senator Susan Collins and Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski. Now, those two have a reputation for going against their party, and they both voted against Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. This all comes as the Judiciary Committee is also preparing to send Kash Patel's nomination for FBI Director to the Senate floor. That is expected to happen tomorrow.
Fox's Brooke Singman. American teacher Mark Fogel is home following his release from a Russian prison where he spent the last 3 years. He met President Trump last night, who described the talk he had with Fogel's mother on the campaign trail.
If you win, will you get my son out? And I promise, she's 95 years old. And I said, we'll get him out. And we got him out pretty quickly.
The president says another person detained will be released today. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. During Monday night's Champaign School Board meeting, the board selecting a new leader for its special education district. Jacqueline T., currently the principal at Booker T. Washington STEM Academy, has been part of Unit 4 for about 12 years, serving as both a special education teacher and administrator. Well, jurors entering the 11th day of deliberations in Michael Madigan's landmark corruption trial. Jurors have been deliberating since January the 29th. Former Illinois House Speaker and co-defendant Michael McLean face charges accusing them of conspiring to participate in an array of bribery and extortion schemes. Nighttime Granny winner Sheryl Crow coming to the Illinois State Fair Grandstand Tuesday, August 12th. Missouri native known for her unique sound, mixing rock, pop, country, folk, and blues. Tickets for Crow go on sale Saturday.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Winter weather advisories up and hoisted into the pre-dawn hours of tomorrow. And snow will finally overspread the area later this morning and more so this afternoon, and getting mixed with a little bit of freezing rain, freezing drizzle from Champaign to the east and south. Highs up to 31. And snow, mixed freezing drizzle, and early on tonight, total snowfall of about 2 to 4 inches. That higher number probably just slightly north and west of Champaign, and a windy, colder night down to 19 for the day tomorrow. Partly sunny, breezy, cold at 23. Increasing clouds Friday afternoon. Some snow at night with a high around 30. Snow, sleet, freezing, rain, and rain Saturday morning, over to rain in the afternoon, then back over to snow at night. Highs near 36 on Saturday. Windy, much colder, near 20, and dropping on Sunday with a couple of snow showers and flurries. Will be down a bit below zero Monday morning, a high in the mid-teens, and more snow back in for late Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. But again, light amounts expected. Highs near 20 on Tuesday and up near 30 next Wednesday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, boys and girls, it's Wednesday. Joining me is a very prestigious individual. Both are, actually. Brother Johnny, Bible study, New Orleans, Louisiana, where we all ought to be 24/7 in Bible study. Johnny!
Hey, Stevie J. Hey, instead of that song you played for the song, let's settle on the halftime of the Super Bowl song. How about that?
That's it.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, it is Ed Martin. Look at that. He is United States Attorney for the District of Columbia. How about that? What the heck, Ed? How are you? Wow.
Well, just friend of Stevie J. That's all I put on my resume. You know, friend of Stevie J. And Wednesday from 8:30 Eastern time till about 9, we hang around and have a cup of coffee and talk. So no, hey Johnny, I thought you'd get an epic Super Bowl, but that looked like an Eagles. It was a the slugfest turned into a sort of beatdown, but it was it was good for the city. The city looked good, I thought, and I thought it got a lot of great attention, and it was pretty cool.
No, it was great. We had the president, we had the speaker, we had my friend Shad Khan, and by the way, I met Mike Johnson, Ed, and I hope it's okay. I kind of set up an appointment with him. I said we're going to
yeah.
And he said, I'm looking forward to it. Yes, I know, Ed.
Yeah.
I know.
He said he
was
honored.
He's ready.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, no, that was great. By the way, just to say that, isn't that incredible? I don't forget about President Trump always does things you don't expect. No sitting president had ever gone to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. Of all the things that you could do as president, wouldn't you go to the Super Bowl? Good seats, good flight, all that.
That's right.
And nobody did it. And so it was, of course, and the president couldn't resist tweeting about some of the Eagles fans were not so happy to see Taylor Swift, and there seemed to be some boos for her. And then President Trump got at least the boos outweighed the anybody who was critical of President Trump. So he seized on the contrast and then made a point of it. But I thought it was great to have him there. And some of the players, like these players are NFL players. You forget they're kind of big kids, right? Their life is football. They go from college to the pros. They're rich as can be, but the president comes. They're still kids. They're like the president's here. That's pretty cool, So it was. I thought it worked out well, and it didn't. I was wondering if it would distract in the sense that how the security was and how things. And nowadays events are so secure that I don't think people notice a difference in the flow. So it was pretty neat.
Well, and by the way, if I was Taylor, I wouldn't worry about it. The Philly fans booed and threw snowballs at Santa Claus. Okay,
That's right. Exactly.
There really is nothing to be concerned. The amazing thing, they actually cheered for somebody. But by the way, the security, we had several of my friends had to stay in their house from like 2:30 to 5. They couldn't get out of their house because they had the roads blocked for Trump, and it adds a whole nother level. But no, we didn't mind more security after our disaster on New Year's Day. So it went great. We were praying it would, and I like the guys from Philly. Steve says it's all in God's hand. Thank you, Jesus. I like hearing that.
They'll love it. Yeah, love it. They think every prominent person that talked thank God and Jesus after the game. I love that. Ed, let me ask you. You're a lawyer. You're a big-time fella. How can some lawyer in Rhode Island stop the president's agenda? I don't get this.
Yeah, it is interesting to watch, guys. I mean, the answer to the president doing I'm not an expert on every one of these cases because some of them are coming into my office in terms of defending them, but most of them are not right now. The executive has a right to run his executive branch, right? It's like a CEO of a company has a right to run his company the way he wants. The corollary or the sort of comparison I might give is there's a point here where I think many of us realize that a university president does not have actual control over some of these universities because tenure and the rhythm of the organization and the board of directors has made it so that when you're the president, you're like, oh, that department over there is like honoring Hamas people, but I can't fire anybody because I'm just the president. We have this or that. And you realize like, oh, wow, that guy's not in control, but they kill him the president. That's kind of like what happened to presidency, I think. In the past 30 years, it grew up in a way where the president, who should have control, right? He's got control of the budget. He's got control of the hiring. He's told, no, you can't do that because this is how we have people that are here on a kind of tenured position, and they're doing something really important, and you have to honor the importance of it, and you can't really do anything about it. And this president basically said, yeah, I'm not going for that. I'm going for the Constitution. I'm going to say, hey, USAID spends $50 billion a year. We don't know where the money is really going. We're going to stop that. Or, the consumer protection racket that was started by Elizabeth Warren, President said, this is not a good thing for consumers or businesses. It's really a tax on businesses. We're going to stop that. And on and on. Yesterday Elon Musk was in the Oval Office because the president was signing an executive order saying, I'm asking this guy to keep going. And Elon said, look, Social Security, it looks like we're looking at the payouts on Social Security, and there's many, many Social Security numbers that are getting more than one payment, and not to the same person. It's not grandma who's getting paid twice for her Social Security number. It's somebody else who's getting paid, which is easy to see corruption. And then Elon, of course, capturing he's a master at this too. He says, anybody know anyone who's 150? Because there's a 150-year-old who's getting Social Security payments. So, and the judges now are stepping in and saying, no. It's like the faculty of Harvard. You can't fire them USAID because we like it too much. And I don't know how they win. I don't know how it's sustained. But, we are a system where when a federal judge says stop, you've got to go through the process to say, how you can't say stop, and so that's what we're doing. And, even maybe this is the last line of defense for some of what looks like really corrupt stuff. And by the way, it could be corrupt. Maybe everybody's not making money. Maybe they're just lazy and want to fund things that they think are important. So it may not be that corruption is illegal, but it certainly isn't what the taxpayers signed on for in the last 50 years. So these judges appear to be sort of the last stand, the last gasp to try to keep this system in place that limits the president from controlling who he hires and how he spends the money that's given to him. It's hard to believe.
Well, I can't hear about this, Ed, when you think some of the things we hear from the progressive left. I like this argument. You can't let an unelected representative of the president look at what the unelected bureaucrats are spending our money on.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well,
crazy.
And then they're having daily protests. I think maybe I really like Newt Gingrich on Sean Hannity last night. Might have summed it up pretty much. It's so confusing to me. It'd be like, I'm going to save you all this money, and you're protesting this.
I mean, first of all, when I watched the video you showed, I concluded that it was a real commentary on the decay of American education. That you had all these so-called leaders who are utterly, totally incapable of speaking in an understandable way. I mean, going around yelling curse words if you're an elected member of Congress is just stupid. And it tells you how much our education system has decayed, that this is the best the Democrats can produce. Second, there are two different things going on here with the Democrats. The first is they are watching with terror as all the different sources of government money that has propped them up for the last 60 or 70 years, all of it is now being challenged by President Trump and by Elon Musk. I mean, this cuts at the very base of their coalition. And if they can't bribe people, if they can't act corruptly, if they can't take care of their friends, their entire coalition is going to collapse. Second, you have a very large part of the Democratic Party for whom the beliefs you were describing, transgenderism, for example, are religious beliefs. This is a secular religion. They can't unlock because they believe these things. They believe in an open border. They believe that there really is no such thing as America. They believe that it's really good to have millions of people flood into this country. It's really good to have people who don't have to work, that work requirements are inherently bad. All of these things are a semi-religious or religious belief system, and that's why they can't unlock. It's not rational. They can't sit down and do a common sense analysis. They're instead trapped into being for things that are profoundly unpopular with most Americans.
Ed Martin, is that accurate?
I mean, look, Newt has got the power of Newt is he is a historian. Before he got into Congress, he was a history professor, and then he's got this mark of having been in the middle of history for 45 years. I mean, it's an extraordinary time when when he's writing about things and speaking. Therefore, it's pretty profound. I will say this: there's not a lot of protests, by the way. I mean, look, I'm in Washington D.C. I'm in there today. We had 6 or 7 inches of snow, and the roads are great. Though I'm getting in, and happily no one else was coming to work, so I've got the roads to myself, and I've got a chance to get a lot done. But when I get in here, there's no. I was over at the protest, in front of USAID. There's like 15 people. I mean, this isn't exactly the March on Washington led by MLK, where freedom's at stake or whatever you think. So that's number one. And the ones that are generated by these cast of characters. Jeremy Raskin, the congressman from Maryland, who was plainly involved in the lawfare and in the lying about how the law should work. He's a law professor, supposedly. Or Maxine Waters is standing and yelling at a security guard. There's a great image of this security guard, and she's yelling, and he's just standing there saying, he didn't say anything after he says, "Don't come, you can't come in." And so the people who are yelling, show me your critics, and I'll show you the quality of your argument. That's where they are. Adam Schiff is upset. But, the reality I think what Newt is pointing to is when you have a $50 billion slush fund, when you have millions of workers working for the government and you're not allowed to critique them, just go back to my metaphor of the faculty. The faculty at Harvard is giving scholarships and grants to certain groups. They're giving them in a way that funds the people who will be either the farm team or supportive. And, one of the things about USAID is we're now seeing as the hood opens up, it's not that we didn't know they were funding overseas stuff. That's what they did. We're seeing that it was very cynically going to places and without accountability, and therefore your assumption has to be they're giving money to Hamas to do things after Hamas did October 7th. So there's in Africa they're basically funding the government opposition to overthrow governments. Now you could say that's good or bad. I mean I have an opinion, generally bad, but that's what we're seeing now. So who's opposing that? You say to yourself, are you just standing up to identify yourself as what is generally referred to as the deep state, right? So it is clarifying on that note, but it's not whole. Normal Americans are not looking up going, oh my gosh, I got to save USAID. But by the way, that's what Rahm Emanuel said in I think a New York Times op-ed. Long time Chicago. He was a mayor. He was a congressman. He was Obama's chief of staff. He was ambassador to Japan. He's a total insider Democrat, total hack on the issues. I mean, in terms of partisan. But he said, are we really going to stake our party Hamas stuff? And that's what they're trapped in. And Trump keeps doing it to them. So protest all you want. The wrong history.
But I tell you, too, Stevie, that Newt's right about it's a religion, a secular religion, which was they have the people who believe in whatever climate change or LGBT. And so they'll take our money and give it to anybody on the basis of their religion, which is insane. And it's our money, and it's not for those purposes. And that's all we're doing is looking at it, and they're going ballistic. No, you can't look. Yeah. You can't look at what we're doing with your money. And how about FEMA putting the people in the hotels in New York, which I actually hurt their New York economy because they couldn't put tourists in there, and then couldn't take care of the people in North Carolina, our American people. And these were undocumented people putting in hotels. We paid $59 million to New York City. About only half went into the helping those people. I don't know where all the other money went. And they just don't want us to look at it.
Yeah. Well, let me comment on that one because I don't know the specifics yet, but there may have been wrongdoing, and so I don't judge anything I don't know. But what has been reported was that money was from FEMA, and it was to a hotel to pay for migrants. And the defense is that's legal. Now, you see, this is one of the problems with the system when, for example, the Biden administration created an app. It's called CPV-1. It's now been shut down. And the app you'd load on your phone when you were in Mexico or Panama and you were an illegal or you were someone wanting to come to America. And when you loaded it on your phone, it gave you the steps to say the words that would give you the ability to claim status as a migrant, as someone. So it would say, are you afraid for your life? Are you afraid for your domestic situation? You click yes and yes and yes. And then it says, oh, good, you're in the system. And now technically the Bidens say, that's not against the law. We use the migrant law. But you coach them to do it in a way that at least makes you wonder about the truth, and probably it's fraud. And by the way, there are organizations, sort of NGOs they call them, nonprofits, some of them Catholic, some of them the Red Cross, that are bellied up next to that app, and they're saying, once you get to be a migrant, over here you come, and we'll get funded to ferry you around the country and to get payments to hotels. And so the hotel guy says, you had a budget appropriation to help for migrants. And the FEMA guy says, under the emergency law, which was declared by the Biden administration, and we're allowed to help in emergencies. And these are the kind of things you have to unravel to try to get back from what is probably legal conduct in a lot of cases, but it's legal conduct because they've been coaching their people. Not coaching, they've been coaching, that's true, but also they've been setting the system up so that you can't say it's illegal, and therefore you have to live with that. And that's the unbelievable once in the history of the world thing that Donald Trump is doing. He's saying, I got this chance. I'm going at these things. I'm not going to play footsie on the side. I'm saying you're fired. and now come back and try to justify how I have to hire you for a no-show job that gives money to Central Africa, for reading and literacy when nobody's reading and that program's not real, right? So it's amazing to watch.
What we can tell these people that are doing that are on our behalf, is probably also legal, and you can help us prove it, which is you're fired. Get out. Because
That's right, exactly, yeah.
You can set it up any way you want. This wasn't what we wanted you to do with the money. And you just have to have better people in there. And, of course, there's a lot of them. And so that's what Trump's really focused on, Stevie, is just reducing the numbers so there's some accountability and control. It's completely out of control. So, it's exciting, Ed.
Well, it's exciting last night when the guy was returned from Russia.
Everybody knows Mark. He's become a very famous guy. He's a very happy guy tonight, so it's just a real honor. An honor to have you at the White House.
I feel like the luckiest man on earth right now. And I want you to know that I am not a hero in this at all. And President Trump is a hero.
How's he doing all this, Ed? How's so much getting done in 3 weeks? I don't get it.
Well, I tell you, I have never seen anyone with such energy. But here's the counterintuitive thing that happened. I think it's counterintuitive to what they expected. They tried to make Donald Trump toxic. They tried to say if you work for him, your career's going to be ruined. You're going to get lawfared into oblivion. And they did that. They publicly did that to good people. Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell. And you watched that and you thought, oh man, that's toxic. And they thought they were going to make it so even if Donald Trump stayed on the political scene, no one would want to work for him. And the opposite happened. I think the whole country went, you know what? First of all, he's at higher popularity today than he's ever been at any point in any presidency or anything. People see him and they see he's doing stuff he ran on. But what I would say about it is he has drawn the most capable people who are willing and able and just doing this work at every level. Exif is out there, he's training with the troops. There's the Secretary of Defense. And he's, people are inspired by him, and he's renaming Fort Bragg back to Fort Bragg after they named it, Fort Politically Correct or whatever. And he's doing all these things, and across the board, I know because I know a bunch of them in the White House and in the agencies, not just the famous ones, the incredible talent. And what you're seeing, I think, is more and more Americans are saying, I want to be a part of that, because I see that it's good. And so it's not just the 19-year-old Doge geniuses, who are volunteering, which, I would have thought that we used to say, let's attract young people to work in government, and the most talented people we want in government. But now, the left is saying, no, not the geniuses. We don't want the 19-year-old geniuses here. We want the 19-year-old political science majors at Johns Hopkins who can, have deep thoughts on something. So, but it's like a cycle of the momentum is unbelievable for people to say, I want to be a part of this. It's really good. And when you believe in something good, people work harder and smarter and with more energy than I think we've ever seen. So the story is that it's a golden age, but the story is not Trump only. It's that Trump created the way or the space that people could do this. And it's awesome to see, and I think we're only in the beginning. It's only the start of it.
Hey, Ed, I have one thing of a very serious note that is of concern. What's your take on the ultimatum to Hamas, which is Saturday at noon? I mean, I don't know what that.
Well, we got some direction from the administration on how to over the last few weeks on addressing the issues around anti-Semitism and Hamas and all. And so there's a lot going on in the country to look at how we can stop supporting bad guys. Look, I think the president just got fed up. I mean, the Hamas struck a deal, and they said the prisoners would be released, and the president said, "You're trickling these people out and sort of renegotiating along the way." So I'm renegotiating. Get it done, or something worse is going to happen. And he's so good at this. I mean, he wrote the book on negotiating. So if you're Hamas, you're like, we thought this was working, but maybe we'll just get them out. I think. So I think we're going to see.
what's bothering me is that these people are not Justin Trudeau or the Mexican president. They're just crazy. And so I don't know if you can negotiate.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so we know it's not going to be the Obama red line, which was nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
They either release they either release them or something's going to happen, right? I mean, that's
Well, but here's this might be controversial, but I think you're giving Trudeau too much credit. I mean, that guy has shown a real lack of intelligence, and I think the Hamas are evil. But as you know, evil. You know, the devil will make his agents very, very smart and very savvy. I mean, and so some of the smartest people can be really evil. And I think Hamas has played a lot of games for a lot of years, and they never played it against a guy like Trump because they used to do this. They destroy people's lives, and they brainwash their people to hate others, and then they say, "Oh, but we'll be good now. Leave us alone and let us be good now." And everybody goes, "Okay, maybe they'll be good this time." Well, Lucy and the football doesn't work with Donald Trump. You get about one of those, and then Donald Trump is not Lucy. I mean, sorry, not Charlie Brown with Lucy. He's gonna look and say, "We're taking care of business." So I think you're right. There's something's coming if they don't get their act together.
I've got to close it, but boy, is it a great having you on, Ed. Ed Martin, United States Attorney for the District of Columbia. Brother Johnny down in Bible study in New Orleans, ducking out for a few minutes with us. Thank you both. I'm going to call you next week if it's okay, Mr. United States Attorney. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Johnny, thank you for all you're doing with all your work with the youth camps.
Steve and Ed, it's great to hear you. Keep it up, buddy.
Well, watch for me on MSNBC. They usually use a good picture, so it'll be nice to see whatever they're saying. Turn the sound off, but just look at that photo and think, he's looking good.
You are becoming quite the face now. It's Ed Martin, Brother Johnny. Ed's out in Washington, D.C. They had 7 inches of snow out there. Brother Johnny down in New Orleans, ESPN 93.5. All right. Before the top of the hour, I was going to get a call from Brett Dancer, tennis coach. Tennis, got a big event here locally. We're going to touch on that here coming up in just a few minutes.
Good morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Steve Suderman. He is owner of Good Vibes. That's where you get your big screen TVs and everything else. Well, the Super Bowl's over. But, man, you just got it laid. If you've not been to Good Vibes, it's locally owned and operated. You want them delivering your TV. If you buy something cheap at the big box stores, it's in the back of the truck, and then you've got to set it up, and then it breaks, and then good luck to you. How are you?
Well, that Illini game last night about gave me a heart attack.
I'm telling you what. What do you mean? They made 10 shots in a row at the end. What?
Boy.
It was scary.
So I've never stood up for a whole game in my living room 4 feet away from my television.
Well, I was at the game. I was at the game, Steve, and I embarrassingly said "mommy" about 5 times. Oh, mommy! And I think people heard me. It was very embarrassing, but we needed that win.
Beyond a nail biter. And when it was over, I watched Indiana hang on to beat Izzo's squad in East Lansing. And then, boy, are they going to be mad as Hornets come Saturday.
There's that. So, and then Michigan beat Purdue. Man.
It was a beautiful thing all the way around.
Yeah, that's right.
My thanks to LG, because everybody ended their Super Bowl deals on Sunday. Light went off, the door went closed. But LG tacked on another week because, I don't know, Super Bowl, or maybe they got a lot of, or President's Day. In any case, even their step-up, their extra models, the G4 series, got a little extra discount on them for the week. So, and I would kill to have a G4 series in my living room. And I could get one, but, you can get one, and we've got them in stock, and boy, are they good. Whatever the reason is, the LGs are on sale for an extra week, and thank heaven for it, because we just got a memo from one of our major suppliers. They make theater screens, furniture, speaker stands, the things we hang the TVs on the wall, that a wire hide, all that stuff is under one roof, and they're raising prices across the board because of the tariffs come end of March, and I think that's the first memo of many we're going to see like that.
So go now.
Yeah, go now.
Go to Good Vibes. Where can I find out more, and where do I find you?
At 2010 Round Barn. I'm in the back room usually, which you can ask for me. You can call us at 351-0909, but look online on gvibes.com. All the deals are on there. going to get the landing page changed because I think it still thinks we're in January, but I've been busy.
Yeah. Well, keep it going, friend. Way to go. You get an attendance sticker today for the years you've been at Good Vibes. We're proud of you, sir. So good work.
like in Sunday school.
That's exactly right. I had those too, buddy. Hey, thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Stevie.
That's Steve Suderman of Good Vibes, and I'm Stevie J. It's time for the news. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home.
Another American detained overseas will be freed today. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. We don't yet know who. It's the day after Mark Fogel was set free from Russia. His sister Ann just told Fox.
I'm so happy to have this massive boulder off my shoulders.
Mark Fogel's first stop back in the U.S. last night was the White House.
President Trump is a hero.
He also called Steve Witkoff a hero, the Trump special Middle East envoy who went to Russia and worked out a prisoner swap the president calls fair to free Fogel, an American teacher jailed in Russia since 2021, convicted for possessing medical marijuana. Witkoff tells Fox.
It's hard for me to describe what it was like to meet him, what it was like to see him, what it was like when we put him on the plane.
And he says Fogel cried when they landed in the U.S. and then kissed the ground when he got off the plane. We just got an inflation update, and Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni tells us.
We've got a much hotter than expected report, guys, overall. Month over month, the expectation was 0.3. We got a 0.5.
So consumer prices rose 0.5% last month, and the annual rate continued the trend of rising back up to 3% inflation compared to January a year ago, up 0.1 from December's annual increase, and that's not going over well on Wall Street. Stock futures plunging down about 400 points for the Dow. Next hour, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell will testify at the House the day after telling senators there's no hurry for more rate cuts. President Trump posted on Truth Social about an hour ago that interest rates must be lowered. Elon Musk went to the White House as President Trump directed federal agencies to work with the Department of Government Efficiency to cut the federal workforce, and Musk continues to work to slash federal spending.
If you add competence and caring, you'll cut the budget deficit in half. And I fully expect to be scrutinized.
And he will be at a Doge hearing next hour with Democrats complaining he's out of control. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is at NATO headquarters in Brussels and just said this about the Russia-Ukraine conflict.
The bloodshed must stop, and this war must end.
America's listening to Fox News.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from Big Wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Some things hidden for more than 60 years finally uncovered. The FBI has found more than 2,000 President Kennedy assassination files under President Trump's order to declassify JFK files, and Congress will be monitoring.
The House Oversight Committee's task force will be led by Florida Republican Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna.
For too long, the American spirit has been dimmed by a veil of secrecy, by a government that has grown too comfortable in the shadows.
She said declassified information about the assassinations of Robert F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King Jr. will be part of their investigations, but so will COVID, 9/11, and Jeffrey Epstein, though they're starting, she said, with President John F. Kennedy.
There's people that have been publicly out there, for example, on the JFK stuff, that were actually present in the room at the operating room where he was actually brought to right after the shooting. So we hope to bring those people in to testify.
Luna says previous investigations have not had access to the kinds of information they will have. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
There's another blast of winter hitting areas from North Texas to Maine after a storm that dumped about a foot of snow in parts of Virginia, where this snowplow driver tells Fox 5 in D.C.
It's been a lot of
sliding and people coming off the roadways down on the hills, especially areas that the plows haven't gotten to just yet.
Well, the storm has also led to flood advisories from Louisiana to Tennessee. Some air travel is affected. Nearly 300 flights are canceled, about 900 delays. Flooding also a concern in California, where heavy rain's forecast, and a big problem potentially in the Los Angeles area hit by the deadly wildfire disaster, as they quickly work to clear devastation from thousands of homes burned.
Just weeks after the fires were contained. This is unprecedented in California history.
California Governor Gavin Newsom says more than 7,000 people have submitted right of entry forms, allowing the Army Corps of Engineers to clear debris from private properties for free. This as the EPA continues to remove hazardous waste from impacted areas.
Well, that's Kristen Goodwin. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign County coroner identifying the child and man killed in a shooting over the weekend in Urbana. 7-year-old Darnell Wicks and Melvin Braxton died after they were shot Saturday night in the 900 block of Urbana's Lenore Drive. So far, no arrests have been made, and the investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information on this case, contact local authorities. A new law, Karina's Law in Illinois, designed to take guns out of the hands of accused domestic abusers. It requires law enforcement to confiscate guns within 96 hours from people who have an order of protection granted against them. The law named after Karina Gonzalez, a mother from Chicago. Jurors entering the 11th day of deliberations in Michael Madigan's landmark corruption trial. Jurors have been deliberating since January 29. The former Illinois House Speaker and co-defendant Michael McLean faced charges accusing them of conspiring to participate in an array of bribery and extortion schemes. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. We check our weather, our learned one, meteorologist Greg Solier. We are double-eared here listening to every single word because all the winter weather coming our way in the next few days and even into next week. Weather brought to you by Busey for over 155 years. Member FDIC. Well, sir, I'm just heard from my friend Kirk Lehman from Fairbury, and he's in town today from Aftershock. He can wrap your car and could be the weather genius. He could wrap it and make it look real advertising if you want. Anyway, he's in town. I said, I'm going to kind of keep my eye on the weather to see when we're meeting somewhere. But tell me what's happening with our weather today, sir.
Well, you know, around here for the next couple of 2 or 3 hours, I think you're in good shape. We do have some radar returns showing up, but they're in Bloomington, Normal, and vicinity, central McLean County, southward to and around just north of Springfield, a little separate band, but otherwise you pencil in a line, roughly running from about Racine, Kenosha, back to about DeKalb, down the Illinois River, straight to a little bit west of St. Louis, and the snows are picking up in several areas, the western end of the state, down south and west of Missouri, the St. Louis area, we should say, and a slew of snow reports coming in out of a good part of central through southern and eastern Iowa so far, and some of those snow totals generally range what we're experiencing right now in the 2 to 4 inch category. We'll get that, by the way, with that maybe higher 4-inch number just outside of Champaign and Champaign County. Probably a good solid 1 to 3 across the year, but we got to keep an eye on several hours and maybe some mixed freezing rain and drizzle into the stuff as the afternoon wears on. 28 now, we're in Savoy, 27 Rantoul. Forecast high for the day today up around 31. Again, some snow slowly breaking out from southwest to northeast this morning, and a number of hours of steady snow and getting into some mixed snow and rain this afternoon and this evening. Well, about tonight at 19, a windy, colder night after the stuff shuts down this evening. And again, totals generally ranging 2 to 4 inches. Again, higher out north and northwest. And there will be some iciness to contend with, especially as you go east and south of Champaign in particular, where some of the freezing rain will be a little more steadfast. Tomorrow, partly sunny, breezy, and a cold day at 23, down tomorrow night to 5 above. Creasing clouds for the day on Friday, a late day high at 30. We get into a quick dash of some snow and freezing rain and sleet late Friday night into Saturday morning. Then probably just on and off rain for the afternoon and early evening if you're going to check out the basketball game at State Farm Center. Then late Saturday night into Sunday, a quick dash of some snow. 36 on Saturday, 20 and dropping on Sunday. Will be down near 5 below Monday morning. Highs of the teens will recover back into the 30-degree range, and more snow chances for late Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, we'll be on the lookout here and be aware today and keep your schedule fluid. And we'll check out what happens and when as of getting a little hazardous slickery, as Greg says, on the roads. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the tennis coach at the University of Illinois. His name is Brad Dancer. How are you, Brad?
What's happening? How we doing?
Well, we're fine. I just was shocked that this is your 21st tennis season. I thought Craig Tiley left 2 years ago. I am. What the heck? 21 years? You've never had a losing record. You've had 27 All-Americans. Come on, man. Craig who? Come on, man.
Well, Craig is of all legends, but I know we just laugh about those things. You hear those years, and you got me and Smalley and Dan and some of the others, and people are probably like, what are those guys still doing hanging around? But I think all of us are loving it, enjoying it, and needless to say, we got an unbelievable leader that kind of makes it a great experience at Illinois. So I'm hanging around as long as they'll let me.
I think all you need on your bio is Brad Dancer. I taught Serena Williams how to play tennis. And you did. You coached her in the 90s, didn't you?
Well, she was on one of our world team tennis teams, and one of my favorite things, not to discredit her, but I think they had her listed at about 135 pounds or something. We take team pictures together, and she just dwarfs me. So I was like, I don't think so.
Well, I think it was great when you went up to Serena and said, Serena, you're really good at a couple of things. And then you just helped her get better. Boom. You helped her get better. That's what happened with that story. Anyway, you have quite the resume. So how can I watch your team play tennis?
Yeah, it's on. So our season's on. We've been down to some SEC schools and ACC schools, and then finally we're getting home this weekend. So dumb coaching me scheduling-wise, I got two awesome teams coming in. We're playing a doubleheader. So this Saturday we've got Clemson at 11, and we're giving tacos to the first 100 fans in the door there. And then we've got Saturday night we're playing Notre Dame right before the Michigan State game. So anybody that's not going to the game, we're going to have about 10 TVs on plastered throughout Atkins, so you can watch the Illini Sparty game while you're cheering on the tennis team. So kind of if there's some inadvertent cheering during the tennis, no worries.
That's awesome. Okay, you have a really, really good program. Where do you find your players, and when do you know this is somebody I want?
It's probably the best question, right? And I it's funny. You should be smarter and have more of a system as you go through. But to be honest, so much of it's relationship with coaches that we have around the world, and they'll call me and tell me, hey, you gotta really look at somebody, or this is a special kid. So recruiting is again, I'd love to call it a science, but I think you got to find the right fit, someone who's got the academics that wants to be here, but also in our program. If you're not driven, if you're not motivated, it's not a very fun place to be. I mean, we get after it enough that I think you just big drive, big ambitions, and if you got any sort of talent, I always tell you can focus and run around, we got a spot for you. So.
But how do you know what a kid's like? I guess you can ask this in any sport. What a kid's like when the chips are down, and I need to see what's inside of you. You can't really measure that because you don't know until you see them do that.
It's so funny. You're adeptness at figuring it out. I tell everyone in the recruiting process, if I could inject everyone with a truth serum and just kind of really get in, like, do you really believe in yourself? And that would be my criteria. That's it. Just like, do you truly believe you're going to special places in your life? And that's my one criteria in recruiting. Because, again, like height, weight, all these other things, and it really comes down to, like you said, when the chips are down, when the chips are good, do you you're going places, and those are the winners we want associated with our program.
Yeah, I tell you too. Our kids played golf. All four of our kids are pretty good at golf, and we were at some place in Columbus, Ohio, and the college coaches were talking to all the parents, and I raised my hand. I said, "How do you tell if the kid that's 16 will be any good when they're 19?" And that's when I got crickets. They didn't have any idea. I mean, you just don't know. I guess Mike Small says he likes getting kids that have won at the junior level. Is it the same kind of thing for tennis?
I think so, but also you've got the development. Now, if you see the athlete in there, and we've done that before. Like Tim Kapinski, who's my assistant coach, was not a win. No offense to him, not a winner in the juniors, but really believed in kind of his toughness and his athleticism, and then he became an All-American at Illinois and had a decent little professional career. So it's a little bit of both. I think you want proven winners, and you want some guys that you feel like can really develop. And it's tricky. I mean, I think Smalley and Dan have the hardest job possible. At least I get to watch our guys, go head to head and watch their results over a couple of years span or something like that. But I was, Dan, like, the guy hits great, hits at 340, but who's he hitting?
Hey, I would even, Vince, you brought him up, Dan Hartleb, Mike Small, and Brad Dancer. I would say in any Power 5 conference or team, nobody has the length of service from those three sports in America. I would bet money on that. Unreal. Unreal. Hey, I know Sam just texted in. Everybody knows Sam at the iHotel. I know you do too. But Sam says, shout out to Coach Brad Dancer. Isn't it amazing that Sam at the iHotel is like Cher? I mean, it's just, you don't need any other name. You say Sam, and everybody in America knows Sam. It's remarkable celebrity.
I mean, but you mentioned, I've been doing it for 20-some years. And no offense to any GMs at any hotels around all the schools we go to, I don't know any of them. But every single coach that visits Illinois will always be like, can we move the match time? I'll just call Sam and see if we can get a late checkout. I'm like,
right.
How does everybody in the country know Sam?
Everybody, because he takes them to church, he takes them everywhere, and he happens to work 23 and a half hours a day. He's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Brad Dancer, all right, Clemson at 11, free tacos to the first 100, and how much does it cost to get in?
It's free admission all the time. We do. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to let you all in. You go crazy. We got costumes for you if you want to get nutty and act like a fool. And so it's college tennis is a great time. This is not Wimbledon. Sit on your hands and politely clap. This is have a blast, make some noise,
awesome.
and cheer on your Illini.
Well, you've done an outstanding job. Not a losing, I don't count COVID, not a losing season on your resume in 21 seasons. Congratulations, all you're doing. Hope everybody comes and supports tennis. And by the way, the game last night got real sweaty in the last 2.5 minutes. Wow.
I mean, 10 shots in a row.
I
know. Again, you're sitting there feeling good, and all of a sudden they just couldn't miss. And it's sport, right? It's the beauty of sport.
It's unbelievable, the games and the equity and the parity and everything else. It's unreal. It really is. Brad, we're rooting for you for the weekend. Go beat these teams. And thanks for being on. I hope you pop on more often because you're always welcome, but you got real personality. We like it. Hey, one more thing. I wanted to make sure that I know you and your wife have 4 boys, right?
Oh, yep.
I just wondered, is it Jackson, Hudson, Camden, and Griffin? Do they have their NIL guy yet? Because I want to sign up.
Oh, man, I got to get the GM, you know what I mean? I got to get Cam Cox, striking the deals for him.
How old are your boys?
Jackson's 14, Huddy's almost 13.
Wow.
Cam just turned 11, and Griffin's 8. So
way to go, Haley! Way to go, Haley! As busy as you are, I mean, that's you guys. Are they any interest in sports?
They all play sports. They're built skinny minis like their dad, and they're choosing sports like football and basketball. I try to educate them. It's probably not a long-term strategy there, but I don't know. They have fun. They got great friends. They really play sports recreationally with their buddies, and we have great friends and friendships from all that.
So fun. Well, I know you played at Michigan State and were pretty dang good yourself. And I know you made Kevin Anderson who he is today, man. That's all. That's it. Come on. Eric Meyer says nobody better than Brad. Thank you, Eric, for that.
God, I haven't seen Eric in a few months, and talk about one of the best people in Champaign, and just been such an amazing supporter through the years.
Well, he also knows everything about Champaign. Everything. You want a question inside a meeting anywhere, he knows it. It's phenomenal. Brad Dancer.
Eric, if you're listening, Eric, I love you to death, man. Hang in there.
Brad Dancer, tennis coach extraordinaire. Let's chat again, but good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Steve.
All right. Good talking to you. Brad Dancer, good guy and very, very good tennis coach. All right. Let's see. I got to get you some weather, right? Weather brought to you this morning by Kurt Lenschow. You need insurance? He's the man. They got a staff over there that is amazing. Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And if you want to save a little money, color copies and stuff, Watts Copy Systems can take you to a great evaluation, maybe get a new printer, save a lot of money. They can show you all the numbers. 217-352-0428 for Watts Copy Systems. All right, weather is on our mind because we got a little of it coming today. I hope it fizzles, but I don't think it will. I think we're going to get a couple inches, according to meteorologist Greg Solier. We check that now, and we'll be right back. Got to some Elon Musk from the Oval Office from yesterday you got to hear. Stand by.
Blowing at everyone, let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. That winter storm is still on the way, a little slow to evolve, but overspreading the area from southwest to northeast as we head through the mid and late morning with that winter weather advisory up and hoisted till the pre-dawn hours of tomorrow morning. Another system on the maps and charts expected over the course of Friday night into the weekend, and another snow system perhaps at some point mid to late next week. Colder days to follow. Up to 31 for the day today. Some light snow and flurry activity overspreading the area from southwest to northeast during the course of the morning. And this afternoon, some mixed freezing rain from Champaign to the east and south. We'll see that snow and mixed freezing drizzle wind down early on tonight. Total snowfall accumulations of 2 to 4 inches. High is probably just out northwest of Champaign. Windy, colder down to 19. Partly sunny, breezy, cold for the day tomorrow, 23. We'll bottom out in the single digits tomorrow night. And more snow back in for late Friday into Saturday. That could turn over to rain in the afternoon. And some snow showers Sunday. High temperatures on Friday up around 30. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Consumer Price Index for January coming in hotter than expected. Month over month, prices rose 0.5%. The expectation was for 0.3%. Year over year, it was 3%. Analysts thought they'd see a rise of 2.9%. All this well above the Fed's target of 2%. Some of the sectors showing the steepest increases: the index for shelter, the energy index, and gasoline. The core consumer price index rose 0.4% year over year. It was up 3.3%. Bucking the downward trend on Wall Street, shares of CVS Health soaring in the pre-market after the drugstore chain and healthcare services company beat quarterly profit expectations by a wide margin. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Well, ESPN 93.5, health wealth connection. There is a health wealth connection. Busey wants me to brief you on this. Two factors, health and wealth, are undeniably intertwined. Both contribute to overall life satisfaction. With the help of Busey Wealth Management, you can navigate both wellness and security, providing the freedom and peace of mind to pursue everything else life has to offer. According to the Employee Benefit Research Institute, a 65-year-old married couple on Medicare with median prescription drug costs would need about $265,000 to have a 90% chance of covering their medical expenses in retirement. Can you plan for a fiscally and physically fit future? Well, you can sit with the good folks at Busey, and they can advise you. They're very, very good, very personable as well. And you can sit with them and talk about the stuff you need to be doing now. And obviously, the sooner you do everything, the better it will be for you, because you can plan a little bit. You know, what if you think it's too late? It's never too late. Do something. Save for emergencies, save for retirement. All of that can be covered. For expert advice developing your long-term wealth plan, schedule a meeting with a member of the Busey Wealth Management team at busey.com. With a plan in place, you'll be able to enjoy whatever life has to offer with some confidence, peace of mind. Investment product services not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank guarantee. Jeff's text in on the 217-359-2255. Hey, Stevie, just wanted to alert you to a backup on I-57 North, just north of 72, between 72 and 74, not moving. Okay, I know exactly where you are. Anybody in that line, safely text me, give me an update. Maybe it's loosening. I don't know. But when you're in those things, just be patient. Nothing you can do. And it's not even snowing yet. So, again, this is back up on 57 North, just north of 72, between 72 and 74. Yep, drive that all the time. 217 359-2255 is our Fisher National Bank text line. Back in a moment. Tim Onsett, talk to me about dedicated diesel and Dixie Chopper. Anything new here?
Hey, we have no snow on the ground over here now. It's melted off. You can see the grass. It's time to think about mowing it here in a couple of months. But now's a great time to get over to see Andy and get your Dixie Chopper picked out. Make a deal with him. Financing available. There's discounts for first responders, all kinds of things. Andy can run through that and help you out.
And Gail Ferrick's Trucking, how's everything?
Oh, we're trucking along. It's busy right now. We have 2 empty seats. I think we filled one up last week. We had a nice young guy come in and get set up, and he's going to be going out here in a week or so, and that'll leave us 2 seats for somebody that wants a guaranteed gross pay for the week and wants to have some home time and be able to enjoy his family also.
Awesome. And how do they contact Tim Onsett?
They can get me at Timo, Timo, at gftlog.com or call the office at 765-793-7131.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
Stevie J here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
ILLINI. Cheer on the Illini at Pia's. The pregame fun starts at Pia's Sports Bar and Grill. Pia serves up its famous 10-ounce Slugger Burger along with great wings and so much more. Enjoy 350 22-ounce light and course light drafts every home and away Illini game. Watch the game at Pia's or ride the free shuttle to all home games. You'll find it all at Pia's with live video gaming, sports, food, drinks, and fun. See you at Pia's, West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
All right, ESPN 93.5. I have run into the bottom of the hour, so what we'll do is I'll come back and play something. Do the Pritzkers have some of this USAID money? This NGOs, the non-governmental organizations, NGO. I think the Pritzker family has 64 of them. Anyway, we're going to find out. I'm positive this is why the outrage in Washington, people don't want us to know all this, which is beyond comprehension. As taxpayers who all pay plenty of taxes, I want to know. Okay, I don't get why nobody's ever done this. We need to go in. We need to find out what is this for. And maybe it's because I'm in a private industry that I'm cognizant of everything we spend here at Stevie J Broadcasting. If you have a business, you know where your money's going. And if you're not sure, you're going to find out. Well, we're putting all this money. It's like I'm knocking on your door, and I'm going to take your taxes. You give me the check that you send the IRS. I'm going to take it from you. And you probably would say, okay, so where's it going? I mean, but it's so monolithic. It's so big. It's very hard. I mean, what's $1 trillion, right? I've told you these examples. 1 million seconds is like 11 days. 1 billion seconds is like 31 years. I mean, it's remarkable how much these numbers are. Trillion. You know what a trillion seconds is in regular time? It's like 31,000 years. A trillion. So it's so much money. Who cares where $50,000 goes, right? Well, we ought to all care because maybe we could pay less taxes someday if we had a really competent and high integrity operation. And I just think once you get to Washington, I think you just have to do the things they do. The culture is such to where if you don't, they're not going to talk to you. They're not going to give you any good committees. You're not going to get, so you have to play ball a little bit. It's just a broken system. And so we're spending so much money on stuff we don't need to spend. So let's just do this. If I'm standing outside your house and I say, I'm going to save you guys $1,000 a month, just let me see what you're spending money on. You probably, okay, if we trust you. Well, what's Elon Musk got in this thing? I mean, he's the richest man in the world, at least in America. We don't know about the sultans and the Saudi Arabia. I don't know. I don't think anybody's worth $432 billion is what Elon's worth. So I don't think he's doing it for money. I think he's kind of an odd guy, but I think he's a genius. So he's delving into things, and that's what he does. He runs stuff. And he can cite things. And then he's saying, well, why don't we know where this money is? It's in a general fund. And who's giving it away? Some people are giving it away from other countries that have nothing to do with America. I don't get it. So if I'm jumping up and down saving you money, you ought to say thank you as opposed to protest every day, which are what 15 Democrats are doing. I mean, Elizabeth Warren. I've got a clip I'll play along with some Elon Musk here about how you have to be a criminal if you're in that kind. And then she's defending it today. This was years ago, how you change when you start getting millions of dollars from the drug companies. Anyway, we'll get to all that coming up. I am Stevie J. Diane's off till Friday. We'll be right back. We'll check your news and weather again here coming up next. ESPN 93.5.
News. I'm Therese Crowley. From a Russian penal colony to the White House in one day.
I feel like the luckiest man on earth right now.
Mark Fogel, a Pennsylvania teacher freed after serving 3 years on a medical marijuana charge. President Trump says Russia was reasonable.
I hope that's the beginning of a relationship where we can end that war and millions of people can stop being killed. They've lost millions of people. They lost, in terms of soldiers, probably 1.5 million soldiers.
Another hostage release possible today. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth at NATO headquarters in Brussels says we want a sovereign and prosperous Ukraine, but we must start by recognizing that a return to Ukraine's pre-2014 borders is unrealistic. Wintry mix accidents from Texas to the Northeast. The D.C. snowstorm delayed a midnight vote to this morning for Tulsi Gabbard as DNI. America's listening to Fox News.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Here's a look at local news. A new law, Karina's Law in Illinois, designed to take guns out of the hands of accused domestic abusers. It requires law enforcement to confiscate guns within 96 hours from people who have an order of protection granted against them. A law named after Karina Gonzalez, a mother from Chicago. Jurors entering the 11th day of deliberations in Michael Madigan's landmark corruption trial. Jurors have been deliberating since January 29. The former Illinois House Speaker and co-defendant Michael McLean faced charges accusing them of conspiring to participate in an array of bribery and extortion schemes. Champaign County coroner identifying the child and man killed in a shooting over the weekend in Urbana. 7-year-old Darnell Wicks and Melvin Braxton died after they were shot Saturday night in the 900 block of Urbana's Lenore Drive. So far, no arrests have been made and the investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information on this case, contact local authorities. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, Jim, thank you. It's February 12th, and guess what? We're in winter. Little winter in central Illinois. Meteorologist Greg Solier now explains.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. That winter storm is still on the way, a little slow to evolve, but overspreading the area from southwest to northeast as we head through the mid and late morning with that winter weather advisory up and hoisted till the pre-dawn hours of tomorrow morning. Another system on the maps and charts expected over the course of Friday night into the weekend, and another snow system perhaps at some point mid to late next week. Colder days to follow. Up to 31 for the day today. Some light snow and flurry activity overspreading the area from southwest to northeast during the course of the morning. And this afternoon, some mixed freezing rain from Champaign to the east and south. We'll see that snow and mixed freezing drizzle wind down early on tonight. Total snowfall accumulations of 2 to 4 inches. High is probably just out northwest to Champaign. Windy, colder down to 19. Partly sunny, breezy, cold for the day tomorrow, 23. We'll bottom out in the single digits tomorrow night. And more snow back in for late Friday into Saturday. That could turn over to rain in the afternoon. And some snow showers Sunday. High temperatures on Friday up around 30. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
When you're looking for your next vehicle, be sure to stop at Sarah Champagne and listen to Merez.
Hi, I'm Merez Johnson Jr., power forward for the University of Illinois basketball team. The only place you should shop for your next vehicle is Sarah Champagne, home of Honda, BMW, Buick GMC, and Subaru. Why? Because they treat you like family every time. Take it from me, Merez Johnson Jr. Sarah Champagne will be the last dealership you will ever work with.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com. All right, it is Wednesday. I am Stevie J. Thank you for listening. You can always text in on the Fisher National Bank text line, 217-359-2255. Illinois beats UCLA last night, 83-78. Whew, got hairy at the end. We were up 16, and they made 10 shots in a row. Yeah, I got a little hairy, but we won, so we win. Yay, next. Keep getting healthy, and let's see if we have everybody available. Trey White didn't play, and Brad said, don't read anything into it. Just got to get him back in the flow. He hasn't practiced. I mean, they've had a bunch of games here coming up. If you notice who we play, yeah. So it was UCLA last night who'd won 7 in a row. I think they're a very good basketball team, extraordinarily quick guards. So UCLA, then we got Michigan State, who lost last night. Indiana, the Hoosiers, with a lame duck coach. What if the Hoosiers won the rest of their games and won the Big Ten tournament? Would they ask Mike Woodson to stay? Not going to happen, but what if? I just flashed back to 1989 when Michigan fired their coach and put the assistant Steve Fisher in charge. I told Dave Lohan, I said, well, what if Fisher wins the national championship? He said, he's not going to do that. Well, he did, and they hired him. I mean, stranger things have happened. Anyway, Indiana beat Michigan at Michigan State. Indiana beat Michigan State at Michigan State. So, and then Michigan beat Purdue. So Michigan is the leader now in the Big Ten standings at 11-2. Still got 9 games left, I think. 8, 9. Anyway, Illinois beats UCLA. Then we play in Champaign State Farm Saturday night. By the way, all that weather that's coming our way, it looks like it'll be rain when you walk in against Michigan State 7 o'clock Saturday. It's going to be kind of icy, snowy Friday night, Saturday morning, and then it gets warmer and might be more above 32, which is what we're going to want. 7 o'clock Saturday night, Terrence Shannon in town, raised a banner at halftime, the whole thing. Then, easy peasy, at Wisconsin, in New York City, Madison Square Garden against Duke. Home to Iowa. Be careful of that one because we're going to be expected. They lost their star player, but don't sleep on Iowa. They'd love to come in and beat us here at State Farm. At Michigan, home Purdue. Okay, great. UCLA, Michigan State, at Wisconsin, playing number 2 Duke, number 3 Duke, whatever they are. Iowa home, at Michigan, home Purdue. So 3 more opportunities to see and say so long to Kasparis Yakujonas. He's going to go to the lottery. He's going to win or pick and earn big money. It's been really fun to watch him. He has not super strong with the ball yet. Other than that, he's fantastic. He's amazing. He is so talented. All right, last night, I guess late yesterday afternoon, Elon Musk with his son X. He named his son X, as in formerly known as Twitter. And a cute little boy. He's in the Oval Office. Donald Trump asks him to speak. He's an unusual guy, but I think the guy is brilliant.
Sure. So the
At a high level, if you say what is the goal of Doge, and I think a significant part of the presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, aren't we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, FAX, we would have to, if you
It's a son talking, so.
Tell you, gravitas can be difficult sometimes.
3 or 4 and young.
So if there's not a good feedback loop from the people to the government, and if you have rule of the bureaucrat, or if the bureaucracy is in charge, and then what meaning does democracy actually have? If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy, we live in a bureaucracy. So it's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop, we fix that feedback loop, and that the public's elected representatives, the president, the House, and the Senate, decide what happens, as opposed to a large unelected bureaucracy.
Who would argue with that? Who would argue with our bureaucracy? You know how government works. It's so big, it's hard to find the right person. On and on and on. So he says we shouldn't be a bureaucracy, should be a democracy. What's controversial about that?
This is not to say that there aren't some good. There are good people who are in the federal bureaucracy, but you can't have an autonomous federal bureaucracy. You have to have one that is responsive to the people. That's the whole point of a democracy.
Checks and balances and all that stuff.
And if you looked at if you looked at the founders today and said, what do you think of the way things have turned out? Well, we have this unelected, fourth unconstitutional branch of government, which is the bureaucracy, which has, in a lot of ways, currently more power than any elected representative. And this is not something that people want, and it's not. It does not match the will of the people. So it's just something we've got to fix. And then we've also got to address the deficit. So we've got a $2 trillion deficit. And if we don't do something about this deficit, the country's going bankrupt. I mean, it's really astounding that the interest payments alone on the national debt exceed the Defense Department budget.
That's just unbelievable. I mean, and I just don't know how you would argue with all that. You can say, I can't stand him. He's not elected. I hate Trump. I mean, you can do all that. But as far as common sense, doesn't that make a lot of sense to say, hey, we're wasting money on things that really shouldn't be appropriated in that direction? Why don't we find out where it's going? I don't get it. All right, Elizabeth Warren, like 8 years ago, and then Elizabeth Warren today.
You know, when that much money disappears, it's usually because somebody broke some laws somewhere. But if we don't look, if we don't ask, if we don't uncover it and make it all public, we'll never find out.
Okay, now listen to Elizabeth Warren last week.
We are here to fight back.
We want to keep our money. And that's what I think the fear is. We're going to reveal what's been happening. And all you can do is change it now. I mean, if there's some criminal acts, obviously you can. I guess we really got pounded in the COVID stuff. PPP, what was that? Anyway, you got help for businesses. I mean, there was so much fraud, like 40% or something. It was just we're trying to get the money out quickly, and people they just cheat. There's a core of people that just do that. They're going to be caught eventually. I'm hopeful. But anyway, let's find out where the waste is, and maybe we don't need to spend $6 trillion a year. Maybe it's $1 trillion a year. Maybe it's $5 trillion. It would certainly help, right? It's a lot of money. But let's just take account of what's happening. Every business has to go through an audit. Where's the money going? Is somebody skimming off the top? I am perplexed at the objection of anybody. But I think this isn't, I'm going to play this. This isn't the Democratic Party. This is the team, the kind of thinking that has taken over the Democratic Party.
Do you guys prefer free college or free abortions?
Abortion.
Free abortions?
Yeah.
In what age do you think most trans kids determine that they're trans?
Violet told us when she was 1.5. She's been telling us since she could speak. I hear a lot of we're not going back. What are we not going back to? The kitchen.
What is your biggest fear in 2025?
People not understanding the difference between lies and truth.
What is a woman?
Does it really matter?
So could I be a woman if I wanted to be?
Yes.
Okay, quickly, so I misunderstand. Are we saying that 2 + 2, if you say it's 4, that's racist? I mean, that sounds like we may be mischaracterizing it. What, if you can quickly sum it up?
No, that's not mischaracterizing it at all. Math is basically racist under this ideology because it says there is no such thing as an objective reality. So 4 might not be the right number. 2 + 2 might actually equal 5.
Okay, so that's what you have a lot of those folks that are in power. And it isn't going to work. I think everything is changing, and common sense hopefully will win the day. Even if you're a staunch Democrat, you're not that. If you're that, then you're that. Okay, God bless you. But yikes, it's not. It doesn't make any sense. 2 + 2 will always equal 4. Anyway, I'm going to check some sports headlines. I want to play a little more Brad and after the game, but a great win for the Illini. Just so important. I was really into it, maybe more than any game this year, because I just felt we just have to win this. And I know UCLA's good, and they were playing so well. But we got after it, and we got her done. 83-78. Details coming up. When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign. Enjoy drink specials from Coors and Miller Lite, Twisted Tea, Captain Morgan, and Bullet Rye Bourbon. As we say, go Illini. Great drink specials, terrific pub food like the Slugger Burger, chicken fingers, loaded nachos, and fish on Fridays. Pia's will have a fan bus to watch the Illini. It leaves a half hour before tip-off. As you head to the State Farm Center, get dropped off and picked up in the Front Circle Drive off 1st Street. Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
All right, 846. I just got a text a few minutes ago from my friend Sam, my good friend Sam. He sent a picture of him being pictured next to Kofi and the recruit that was in town on an official visit, Luigi, and I don't know his last name, but he's 18, and he's standing next to Sam and Kofi. And Kofi is 7 feet tall. If Kofi is 7 feet tall, this kid is taller than 7'3" by my eye. I mean, he's Zach Edey. And it looks like his shoes have to be an 18. This kid is so tall. When he reaches his arms up, this kid from Italy who was on an official visit at last night's game, when he is reaching his hands up, he's 9'6". That means he's 6 inches away from dunking. That's how long he is. And I've seen video. He can play. He's pretty good. Okay, Brad Underwood after the game.
Hats off to UCLA, hot team. I thought first half, defensively, we were terrific. I thought we took them out of their stuff. I thought we were very good. Thought we made it hard on their guards. You know, we had a couple too many turnovers that led to some easy baskets for them. But I thought first half we played really well. The second half became a shootout both ways. We let Tyler get going. A terrific shooter, terrific pick and pop threat.
Yeah, he's number 34, the center. He 7 threes? I think he made 7 threes. And then what about Trey White not playing?
Yeah, it's just getting back in a flow. There's nothing to that. It's just getting back in the flow. You know, we've been at a really busy stretch, so there hasn't been a ton of practice.
Yeah, if you can't practice, it's really hard to be really sharp. So we're off today. Basketball doesn't play. They got the day off, and then the kids will be back 2 practices before Michigan State Saturday night. Mick Cronin, the coach at UCLA.
First of all, they're really good. They were ready to play. They're healthy. And when they're healthy, you know, there's a lot of people think they're the best team in the Big Ten at home. They haven't had a Big Ten loss in here with their whole team.
How about that? We haven't had a Big Ten loss in the State Farm Center with our whole team. Think about that. And then Kofi. Dear Kofi Coburn had his jersey raised last night to the rafters.
Kofi, what's it mean to have this honor and be back here, man?
It means everything in the world to me. Coming here, this is what I came here for. The family, the environment, like the love of the fans, to make the program better. And I feel really great to be able to do that.
You did that, Kofi. You made us better. Really terrific to see him on the court, and the crowd was nutty for him. It was awesome. Terrence Shannon, halftime, raising the banner for Terrence Shannon, now a member of the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA. That'll be fun, too. Saturday night at halftime for Terrence Shannon. I wondered, hey, Brad's got to be out there, right? Christian and I were talking about that. And Brad did a video. Hey, he's in the locker room with his guys. And it was but he did a video. Very nice video. And Chancellor Jones and Josh Whitman were out there, too. All right, it's weather next.
Urbana Park District has job openings for the summer, hiring camp counselors, assistants, lifeguards, customer service representatives, ground and building positions, and more. Everyone is welcome to apply for a job, and the Park District offers competitive wages, always hiring not only for seasonal jobs, but for jobs year-round. Urbana Park District, you belong here. Online applications taken at urbanaparks.org/jobs.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Illinois basketball star Merez Johnson on needing some help from Sarah Champagne and Ben Quattrone.
I was going back home for a weekend and I was going to be downtown. I text Ben, can I get a different car, go to Chicago? And I got something small, a nice Buick, something that was nice. I got my car back when I came. It was quick. Ben and Sarah Champagne took care of me.
And Sarah Champagne would do that for you, too. Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Winter weather advisories up and hoisted into the pre-dawn hours of tomorrow. And snow will finally overspread the area later this morning and more so this afternoon, and getting mixed with a little bit of freezing rain, freezing drizzle from Champaign to the east and south. Highs up to 31. And snow, mixed freezing drizzle, and early on tonight, total snowfall of about 2 to 4 inches. That higher number probably just slightly north and west of Champaign, and a windy, colder night down to 19 for the day. Tomorrow, partly sunny, breezy, cold at 23. Increasing clouds Friday afternoon. Some snow at night with a high around 30. Snow, sleet, freezing, rain, and rain Saturday morning, over to rain in the afternoon, then back over to snow at night. Highs near 36 on Saturday. Windy, much colder, near 20 and dropping on Sunday with a couple of snow showers and flurries. Will be down a bit below zero Monday morning, a high in the mid-teens, and more snow back in for late Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. But again, light amounts expected. Highs near 20 on Tuesday and up near 30 next Wednesday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, good to have Greg on the team. He is so good at meteorology. Sat behind Jacob Dickey last night at WCIA Channel 3. I think he does a great job. I think he's a really good meteorologist for Channel 3. Jacob Dickey from Gibson City, I do believe. All right, this is kind of this coming up that you might be interested in. We do a Stever program. I give money for you to spend at a very good place. And we're going to try something a little different on one of these in March, but this is just a heads up. Carpet weavers, you might have like a bathroom you're redoing or a kitchen, and it's going to cost more money. Well, in March, we're going to find somebody that will spend $5,000, a minimum of $5,000, but our contribution will be $3,000. So you'll get if you spend $5, you'll get a 3,000 disc. What? So that's coming. I guess you could, if you are randomly listening and want to text in carpet weavers to 217-359-2255, we'll keep hold of this, but we'll give it away in March. But we've not tried the large ticket item. So 5,000 plus. I contribute $3,000 to it, so the $5,400 job costs you $2,400. That's a lot of flooring now. It'll be from Carpet Weavers. That'll be in March. That's what we'll be doing. All right. We're back tomorrow. John Decker, White House correspondent, Gray Television, national correspondent. John's a good fellow. We text a lot back and forth. He's in the White House every day asking the tough and appropriate questions. Anyway, he'll be up tomorrow, as always. He's 7:35 tomorrow for John Decker. Did you know Nathaniel's son has something you did not know? That'll be up tomorrow. And Tim, our pitmaster extraordinaire, Tim Onstott, will be up from Gale Ferrex Trucking and Dedicated Diesel and the Dixie Chopper. So that's all tomorrow. Diane will be back Friday. I'm so glad you listened. Stay tuned. We hope the boys can get in through the weather at 3 o'clock for the drive and talk more about the Illini big win over UCLA. I'm Stevie J. Thank you for listening. Meet you tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. We're flooring people.
Illinois basketball season is underway. Single game tickets to see your Fighting Illini at State Farm Center are on sale now at fightingillini.com. Great seats are still available. Lock in your tickets for big games against Big Ten opponents before they're gone. Don't miss your chance to see the winningest team in the Big Ten Conference over the last 5 years. Be part of the atmosphere and get tickets at fightingillini.com.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change your car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
Got a plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, or sewer problem? Look no further than Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. Locally owned and trusted, Fred's team of professionals is ready to tackle projects both big and small. Why waste time and money on complicated DIY fixes? Fred's experienced team will get the job done right, saving you time, stress, and cash. And when it comes to sewer problems, make sure you call Fred's for a second opinion you can trust. At Fred's, they do it all. No project too big, no project too small. They do insulation, repairs, replacement, and maintenance, and they now offer service agreements. For reliable service, professional expertise, and solutions that work, call Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric today, 217-586-3863, or go to fredscu.com. You can always trust Fred's.
So Tim, he's in charge of Dedicated Diesel and Gale Ferrex Trucking. Let's begin with Gale Ferrex Trucking. How we doing?
Oh, we're doing real good. We got a bunch of great guys. We work together, and it's how things are done around here. If we need to fix something, we face it head on, we get it fixed. And that's the kind of guys we're looking for, that really want to service the customer and want to do things right and want to be successful. They want to make good money. They want to be home with their families on the weekends, and that's the kind of guys that we need here.
As far as training and GFT, they kind kind of go hand in hand, and you got everyone very experienced on your crew.
Oh yeah, it's a great team, and even the ones that don't have much experience, we're teaching them the right ways to do things, and that goes a long way. We don't just tell them what to do. I'm a teacher at heart, so I'm teaching them why we're doing it. That really hits home with them. They appreciate that. It just makes things run so much smoother.
How can people reach Tim Onstad?
They can get me at TIMO@GFTLOG.com or Dedicated Equipment on Facebook.
Our friendly sales team help you to find just the right appliance, just the right price.
I'm Paul Reekin, and you know my dad, Dennis, for the famous
Wow!
Yeah, that's the one. That
Wow!
is a Central Illinois tradition, decades in the making. It's our award-winning staff that puts the
Wow!
in Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. We have in-house service, in-house appliance installation, a knowledgeable sales staff that will make sure you get the guaranteed best deal on your next appliance purchase. Oh, and let's not forget, a jingle that's been around for decades. Just like the quality service we provide, I'll make sure it's here for decades to come. We're the store that makes you say,
Wow!
Stand behind what we sell, we offer so much more. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
With new line on My Plan. Additional terms apply for trade-in and pay off your phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.